Ready to embrace the magical side of life, where anything is possible and the infinite is accessible to all? Let's have a conscious conversation about what's going on in the world, in your life, and your relationship from the expanded perspective of your soul. The path to awareness begins and ends in the heart. So let's take it there, one step at a time, and learn to cultivate magic in your life every single day. In each episode, we share a collective space in which we discover the unique facets of our own magic and embody our superhuman qualities by humbly exploring how it's super simply to be human. Hosts Kai and Dell co-create a magical experience to remind you that you are magical as fuck. Now, be unleashed. This is our daily magic.
And we are live.
Should we have the mic closer? Or
We are not using the mic.
oh,
We are using the computer mic.
is the computer mic sufficient to the other one?
Yes, choose.
A lot of people show up. Whew. Happy Tuesday.
It is Tuesday, isn't it?
I'm sure for some people. Hello, whoever that is. Let us know who you are. We appreciate you showing up. I don't want to assume who it is, but just want to let you know, whoever it is, we appreciate you.
Yes, we do.
So, welcome to another exciting episode of Our Daily Magic. We are a magical community in which our intention is to help others to, one, discover your magic, and if you already discover your magic, cultivate your magic. Our belief is we all have our own unique gifts given to us from the divine, and having conversations like the one we're going to have today, and when we have guests as well, allow you to learn some additional little nuggets that you can take for yourself to help you to expand more. Especially during times like this, we feel like the world needs a lot more magic into it.
Or there's plenty of magic. We just gotta.
Aware?
Yeah.
Being a werewolf?
Or a Delaware.
So I'm one half of the guest, Dell, and
I'm Kai.
it's an interesting space that we're in. Just having a conversation with Kai. And today I made a decision to not work out because I am feeling interesting right now. Not emotionally, but physically. I already took a rapid test that came back negative. Just wanted to make sure of that. But my body just feels depleted in this moment. And I could make a choice. Do I want to push myself when I'm feeling depleted, or honor my body where it is right now and giving it the stuff that it needs to recharge? How many times do we push ourselves when we're feeling like crap? We feel like we need to work.
It's also the solstice, which is a very special day.
Oh, God. Okay, go ahead. Talk about the solstice.
Tonight is the longest night of the year.
You see the full moon yesterday?
And we had a full moon.
You see it when it first came out? So I went outside yesterday when I went to go watch the Vikings play, in which they won. Skull. But on the way there, looked outside the moon, and I was like, yo, that shit was kind of big, like in the sky, and the moon was just like pretty large, like as if like you were looking at it through a telescope. It was sort of like, what movie was that? Bruce Almighty. When he's like, I wish you could pull the moon down, and he like that, the lasso, and pulled it in,
Yeah.
and put the stars out. But it was pretty cool.
Nice.
And hello, everyone who's here. Let us know who you are, how you're doing today on this magical Tuesday.
Yes. So I heard that when the full moon is like really big, that it's actually like an optical illusion somehow. That if you took a picture with a camera on a day that the moon didn't seem so big, and you took a picture with a camera the day that it did seem so big, that it would actually come up the same on the camera.
Sounds like a dick pic. Yeah, but that's interesting. It's interesting how it did that, because like through my naked eye of looking at it, and I'm like, oh wow, it's like very high defined and pretty big, as it like normally is, type of thing. Brings me back to when I was a kid looking at the moon, and like sometimes I look at the moon, I would see a smile from it as a kid.
I keep popping out random facts.
Yeah.
Back in the day, like 13, 14, 1500s, they called the people that looked at the moon lunatics.
They missed the point of they missed a great point of calling it like a hashtag. You know what they should have called them?
What?
Lunatics. Or Moonartics.
Moonartics.
Yeah. I feel like you're on the right path if people call you crazy. That means you're standing out. You're doing something different against the grain. You're expanding. And those are really great pioneers. We wouldn't be where we are right now if the crazy people didn't do their crazy stuff.
Right.
Well, who's crazy? They just have a different level of looking at stuff.
Right.
Like all the pioneers that shifted consciousness and shifted the planet with the way of them seeing stuff and left an imprint. If they weren't here, always wonder like, what would we be? We would just like, ooga booga.
Right, we're constantly evolving.
Yeah, I was wondering like when languages like started to like shift like different ways and stuff. Like when did they have like a meeting? Okay, here's what we're gonna start doing. But how did it get to that point of like translating language? Or like, can you imagine if like aliens showed up? If like the aliens showed up at the time, because like that's one of the hypotheses, the aliens helped build the pyramids and stuff. So what if the aliens showed up to teach everybody like different continent their language in a way like some Men in Black thing, like is we're gonna speak here? Is we're gonna speak here? Is you're gonna speak here?
I don't know the stories of the Bible very well, but apparently the story about Babylon was about exactly that, where all the languages like separated and stuff like that. And you're the one who said that UFO sightings have taken a dive.
Oh yeah. So I looked at that. It said, well, it's just for New York City, but they say in this month the UFO sightings have dropped by 41%. And I'm like, dang, is it like the aliens are just like, all right, or you guys are just going through some shit right now. We'll be back later.
Or they're here.
Exactly. or they actually just came down and said, all right, it's go time. Let's go. Let's expand more. Let's have this stuff.
Yeah. Hi, Shama. Hi, Peter. Welcome to the live streams. Nice to see y'all.
Shama said even they leaving.
Yeah.
And then Peter said, crazy people will never say they're crazy. They say the other people is crazy. UFOs, I think I had experience with one. Oh yeah, please share that. I'd love to hear about those. I was curious about that. I remember when I was telling you that one time when I went to, when I was doing a Uber Eats delivery, or I think I was either Uber Eats delivery or I was just driving. One of those, either way. But I was in a parking lot because
we were in the parking lot together.
Oh, we saw it together, right?
Yeah. No, you saw it. I was looking the other way.
Yeah, but I feel like that's evened out now, because remember when we did the ayahuasca and I looked down and you guys got to see some like crazy shit go down? Wow, I was like, ugh. I was peeking my life away. But like, yeah, but that time it was like an emerald green light that was just sitting there, and it was like, Well, it wasn't coming up, going up, it was going down.
Uh-huh.
It came down, like mad fast. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like,
Well, they called it a meteor shower that night, but
nah, because it was this one thing that decided to come down, and it looked pretty big.
Yeah.
I was like, I should have went exploring. Could have got the what's it called? I could have got the chronicle powers potentially, you know, like when the thing crashed and they touched the alien thing, and the next thing they're able to fly and all this other stuff. I mean, I'll sacrifice some nosebleeds to be able to do some like cool shit like that. You know how much I would shut down Uber
Oh my god.
for transportation wise? Like, I got you guys. Let's go.
I
Have Delver. Like, Delver, when you're stuck in traffic.
You just want to fly.
Yeah, when you're stuck in traffic, and then like you.
Would you pick up the whole car?
Yes.
Oh wow.
So when you're stuck in traffic, like, oh my god, like I gotta get somewhere.
Yeah.
For this extra premium service, I will fly to you, and I will telekinesis pick your car up and transport you to wherever you need to go.
Can you do more than one at the same time?
No.
Okay.
That's exclusive, man.
Oh,
So that way you gotta, yeah, race go up. So it's like an eBay bid type of thing. So whoever bids, that's who I like pick on.
Wow.
I pick up and stuff.
Auction off.
Yeah. But I feel like in any situation like that, like everything else,
yeah,
whenever somebody starts doing superhuman shit,
yeah,
they get killed. So we gotta study him.
Read his DNA.
Yeah. And then that's when I like hopefully I crossed the thing in that movie Jumpers, when I could jump through realities and shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm out. That'd be lit. Can you imagine? But so, Boo, what do you want? I want sushi from like straight from Japan, like that. Authentic shit. I'm like, yo, I got you.
I would like some sushi from Japan.
Did you have sushi in Japan? You went to Japan, or
I went to China.
You still had sushi though, right?
Did I? I didn't have sushi in China.
You ate monkey.
Yeah, I don't know if I ate it. I don't think I ate that.
Rest in peace, Harambe, man.
Should I tell the story?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I was in China for, I guess I was there for like 3 weeks or so, something like that. And when we were in Shanghai, we went to a dumpling restaurant. And what they do is that they bring around like a tray, you know, and they walk around to each of the tables and they're like, you know, do you want this dumpling? And they served 18 different kinds of dumplings. I was like, 18? That's kind of cool, right? So they've started bringing them around. And the first one, it was kind of cute. It was like, you know, this little like dumpling that was like pinched up, and it had like, it was like yellow, and it had like a little like red beak. So you know what animal was in the dumpling by the way that it was shaped. So that one was a chicken. I was like, oh, that's so cute. Yeah, I'll have that one. And then they came around with some more. They had one that shaped like a little pig. So we knew that that one was pork. What else came by? There was another one that was shaped like a jellyfish. I was like, that was pretty interesting. And for those of you who like Asian cuisine, it kind of looked like shumai.
How'd it taste? Jellyfish.
It was kind of like shrimp, but a little like squishier.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking that it potentially tastes like calamari.
No, it was a lot like, yeah.
It's pretty cool though, like the artistic design for the people who were creating that to be able to shape it as like an animal.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they had like either like a machine, you know, like the cookie cutter type of thing. Did they use it like that to make the dumpling, or did they actually like like the origami or whatever those things are to make the animals and stuff?
Right. Probably.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So what you were saying is that, yeah, they came around and they had one that was shaped like a monkey, and I was like, no, thank you. They did a frog. They did turtle.
You ate turtle?
I did not eat that one.
Did you eat the frog?
Maybe.
Our frog tastes like chicken.
Probably.
Frog legs. Which I don't understand. I'm like, frogs are like slimy and stuff like that. So like, how does it taste like chicken?
I mean, okra is slimy too, but when you cut it up and cook it,
it's lit.
It's still slimy, but
yeah. Especially Mimi's.
Oh yeah, good stuff.
Right from her garden.
Oh yeah, fresh. Let me see these comments. Shama said, getting well. I prefer this to reality, creating the new. Shama, you got a good point there, right? Pioneering sounds like creating.
Do you feel like every moment's a new creation?
Absolutely.
So isn't like from that place, isn't the current reality a new creation happening,
Yeah.
unfolding? It's just different timelines of the creation. You know how like if you're looking to create something
Mhm.
and it's not present for whatever you're looking to create, so you feel like there's not a new moment happening when really like things are unfolding in that way, when maybe you don't just see the creation at play. But also it's always a new moment. Like perfect example, I took a poop at a different time today than I usually do. It's a new reality.
But at the same time, it's all the now. So we got a little paradox going on there.
I heard something interesting about that, and I'm like, yo, it makes so much more sense. It was like, because I always, I always say the thing like time's an illusion type of thing. And it's like, okay, I understand like where you're coming from, but like I'm looking at a clock right now in this reality, and obviously this time I'm seeing that's passing by in every moment. But then when I like looked or contemplated more on it and took a look at it, of like how to just say like it's all consciousness, like engulfed in all these experiences that happen right now. So in that space of consciousness, there's like no time. It's just now, like all the different things. So it made me curious. And I'm like, all right, we're in this process now. They say like, or what they hypothesize, because even now, you don't even know if it's true or not. It's like consciousness is always expanding and eventually it's going to close again. That's what people like throw out there, but who knows? Like who had a conversation directly with the creator of all this, and the creator say like, I'm going to open up the consciousness and keep expanding, and then one day I'm going to close it. So,
well, if a river flows towards the ocean, and it always does that mean that one day it's going to flow back?
No, but it's like it's cool, like how even that's at play. So the water goes from the river into the ocean. Yeah. And then the water gets evaporated into the clouds, and then the clouds precipitate all over, and that water goes right back in the ocean, and then it comes back. So it's like shh. I just remember science class when they had that, like the lake. They had the lake, then they had the cloud to talk about like evaporation, and then the precipitation was like shh, like a cycle. Yeah. Ecosystem. I like it. Yeah. It's just, I love that, that you're talking about the clock, like the clock is a time. Just like a map isn't the actual world. Yeah. Right. But it makes me curious as well. So like, obviously there's infinite realities going on simultaneously. This whole thing is just orchestrated so beautiful, meaning like one little decision you make, the reality just shifts to like how you choose to like respond and do actions and how you're being and things like that. Oh yeah. That's how this person's being now. So, but it doesn't even take that time, like we're just talking about, like the time for that to happen. It's just, okay, there's a reality this person's in now. Boom. There's a reality this person in now. Boom. It's like, it's interesting because like from that place, and also it's like for me just admit, like, I don't know shit. I know shit is infinite, but I can't explain infinite because I don't know shit. What I do know for myself is the way that I'm responding and being with whatever shows up. It's like an intertwined at play type of thing going on. But like I was saying, and it's funny, I made the recording, which I'm going to post on my IG because they had this YouTube video of Thanos' best quotes or whatever, which I'm going to play. While you do that, I'm going to read the comments, which are awesome. Shama says, superhuman stealthy. Right. She says, every moment is autopilot. The conscious awareness makes it new anything. Interesting, right? It could be all the same stuff, but new perspective. Yeah. Presence to me is the new moment to create, and time is irrelevant. Ooh, I gotta let that sink in. That was really good, really good. The Sahara used to be a tropical jungle. Interesting. So yeah, it can and will shift. And the Amazon, I believe, did this in a flow over time.
Isn't it freeing? I don't know shit either. I just know how I choose to show up.
How you be.
How you be.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that's something, and I'll talk about that next. But for those of you who don't know, I'm a huge Thanos fan. And people ask me like, why do you like Thanos? Like, he's a super villain and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, he's a villain to you, your perception. All I saw was a man who was on his mission, and he got his mission done. And obviously they had to go back in time to like stop it, but like he was so hell bent on universally making the balance that he saw what was balanced with stuff. But like also like the quotes that he was saying, if you really listen to him, like there's some deep shit.
You would put out the book of Thanos.
I should like start a quote. Thanonites. I'm a Thanoist. Thanosanity.
Oh gosh.
The snap community. But like listen to what Thanos said.
Infinity Stones of Trust.
These couple things that he said, because like it's some potent stuff. All right, let's make sure I got my Bluetooth off. There we go. Let's play it.
The legs jelly. I ask you, to what end? Dread it, run from it. Destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here. Or should I say, I am.
Talking about declaration.
Wow.
Pretty, isn't it? Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Too much to one side or the other.
That was it.
That's pretty profound.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, if you really listen to like the stuff that he was saying, but just how focused he was. Oops. But like just him, and then right there too, I heard it again from a different level. And what they said right there was he is. He said, "I am destiny," pretty much his declaration, and he was the embodiment of destiny. In the way that he did, he played his part.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty potent. It's pretty cool of seeing that. And shout out to Steve Hardison, because like he talks about that, like, and that's his belief, and his belief is really powerful. How you're being dictates everything. Like how you be is how you're showing up.
Right.
So Thanos showed up as that I am destiny. And even later on, I even play that part when he killed Gamora. Somebody he cared about. He said, I didn't fulfill my destiny one time. I'm not letting that happen again. So he was embodying I am destiny and didn't let anything stop him from actually doing what destiny meant for him.
Wow.
So just imagine like that way of being or whatever. But also we're using that in whatever capacity we are. We're being something right now. The question is like, do you know and are you aware with how you're being right now? And like I was saying to Steve Hardison, and let me put this up because I want to shout this out for people to like take a look at this too, because it definitely will shift your life for whoever decides to read this. So this is a book. It's called The Ultimate Coach. It's on Amazon, but it really is a book of being. And I definitely recommend it because reading this book, and what I love what Steve Hardison does with this is he says, read it about you. Don't read it about me. Read it about you. And even before you even start to read it, he has some powerful questions. And let's read it. And also this is available on Amazon. So go on Amazon, type in The Ultimate Coach, and it says Amy Hardison and Alan D. Thompson. Alan D. Thompson actually helped to create this, and also Amy did too. But what it says on here for whoever decides to read, and this just shows you just the essence of how potent this book is. It says, "Dear potential reader, as you may have noticed, there are no testimonials on the back cover of this book, imploring you to read it. I vetoed that. The only testimonial I am interested in is the one you will have from reading and experiencing this book. Please do not read this book about me. Read this book about you. Read it about being. As you read it, ask yourself, who would I need to be a more loving person? Who would I need to be a more effective parent? Who would I need to be to create a level of confidence that is remarkable? Who would I need to be at peace with who I am? Who would I need to be fully in love with myself and my life? Who would I need to be to live the most extraordinary life I can live? I promise you that if you read this book with the intention of expanding your state of being, you would do exactly that. Your experience will be remarkable. Who you are being is everything. Love you, be blessed, be you, Steve Hardison." Shit.
Did you sign your book?
Not yet, because I'm going to actually dedicate time to read it again, to reread it, which I'm going to do. But yeah, it's definitely a book that shifts your alter state of being. This guy is the embodiment of being. And this guy, I shared one of his quotes, and this is how he is. And what he said in the quote was, "No one is worthy of my judgment. Everyone is worthy of my love." And that's exactly what he does. He's just love. He gives love, he serves, and he serves without an intention. Like literally, if any single person's listening to this, reached out to him and said, "Hey, I'd like to talk to you." And he will set some time to talk to you and be with you. And also, he's the ultimate coach. He's powerful. He's powerful with what he's doing, but also as an inspiration as well. But it helped to like realize that we all have our own unique gifts, like we were talking about our daily magic, and how you're being allows you to cultivate that magic and be that magic. But also asking those inquiring questions, like we mentioned right there, of being more, how can I be this? How can I be that? It's like if you want to have a powerful relationship, who do I need to be to have a powerful relationship with my loved one? Who do I need to be able to build a powerful relationship, a loving relationship with my son? Who do I need to be to serve humanity at the best of my abilities, of what God gave me to do while I'm here? Like asking those type of questions.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about the book?
I feel like it was great. It's interesting because I read the book as like about me, but I didn't hear that intention before I did.
Yeah, it happened after, because like remember, like you and I, we actually were selected to read the transcript of it before it got made to a book.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, that's when it got created for him to do that. To do that. So that's why I'm excited to reread it, because I'm doing it from that state of asking those type of questions as well. But seeing those questions like that, it enabled me to just ask those more being questions for myself with life.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I'm putting a link in here so people who may be interested in reading a book that can definitely shift your altered being and shift who you are.
Yeah, Peter found it.
Awesome. I'm just putting the link in here. And the thing that I love also, what he said about this is after you read it, because people, some people asked him for an interview, or well, people asked him for that too, but they asked him if he can sign the book. And he said, no, you sign it. Because who you were going to be after reading it, you did the work. And you should write to yourself and sign in the book as yourself. That is like, this is a selfless man. He doesn't need anything. He said that before. I need nothing. He needs nothing, and he gives everything. Powerful man. And see, I'm just putting a bunch of stuff. If you want to watch a video that showcase who he is and like the way that he helps people as well and sharing a story, I'm putting another link in here. It's a YouTube video. It's 2 hours long. Set some time if you're interested that when you have 2 hours of uninterrupted time to watch the video from the beginning to the end. And even that will help shift your being as well.
Yep. It's called TVOLITNFL.
Yeah. That's a cool thing too. I love sharing the wealth of stuff.
Mhm.
And that's a cool thing. That keeps the abundance going of things too. If something changed your life, why not share with other people that can also have their life altered as well? Or maybe they don't choose to do it, but maybe they know somebody who could benefit from this as well.
Mhm.
But just being able to do something like this and share it feels more fluidity as opposed to like my childhood behavior in which I hoard stuff and like, no, my story, my transformation. But that's not going to help the planet.
Good point. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. So where else are we gonna go? Oh, so on Joe Budden podcast, or not Joe Budden's podcast, but for Joe Budden on here on Facebook. So Facebook does sometimes like the Clubhouse type of thing, in which they have like chat rooms. So you had Neil deGrasse Tyson on there, and that was like a couple weeks. I think like a week or two ago.
Yeah.
But he pretty much said like Mercury retrograde and astrology is bullshit. So it's an interesting conversation about that.
Mhm.
And in his reality, that's what the case is. But for me, I feel that is real. Because if somebody does something with the belief of what they're doing is doing this,
Mhm.
then why not make it reality because you're a creator of a reality?
Like Santa Claus.
Yeah, but I still haven't, seen a bunch of guys with red suits. Wouldn't it be really cool if we all had like a collective meditation to like manifest Santa Claus in reality? So in a star, you see like, you see like the sleigh and stuff going down.
I mean, Santa Claus is manifested every year.
Santa Claus is a consciousness, I feel like.
Of course.
Like like that space of giving,
Mm-hmm.
like connecting to that. It's sort of like connecting to the whatever teacher is of your understanding, or connecting to that higher power as well. Like the Jesus, the St. Francis, the Mary, the Buddha, like all these different things. Like that consciousness of connecting to that helps to like be a gate to get you there. So like the Santa thing gets you in that place of getting out your selfish ways and just give.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously in that one too, you give and like, yo, I want to make sure I get this thing, like that type of thing. But also like a lot of people give and not expect anything. Here. It took me a while to get in that space in which like for this year, I think I was like that last year too. So I really don't need anything. I mean, you asked me and I was like, I want a PS5, but they didn't really need it. Like for like this year, I'm actually at a place of like, I don't need anything. Well, like I don't need anything, but with that space is like I'm open to whatever transpires. But it's enough to like see the joy on someone's face when they get what they want. Like Jaden.
Yeah.
Peter said, "Oh, that's on my YouTube to watch." Awesome. Yeah, it is an amazing thing. I wonder if I tag Steve Hardison when he just show up. Let's see.
I don't think you can. He's not in the group.
Yes, he is.
He's in the group?
Yeah.
What?
So this is the guy right here. I just tagged him. So yeah, check him out. And on his post that he has, like he just has very deep things going down, but his way of being just shows up in his posts. And you'll see in the video his way of being as well.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is just a force of love that I love, because that force of love, when more of us become more of that force of love too, it helps to shift the planet. But we're already doing it. We're already becoming more of that force. This is why we have this conversation. This is why yeah. Do you want to hear of my experience with UFOs?
Mm-hmm.
my type in is long. What do you feel about like sending a link for him to come in here and share a story? Hey Peter, would you be down to, if we send a link to you, would you be down to join a Zoom and share your story with the UFOs? We'd love to hear about it. And in the interim, I'm going to play the music. Oh yeah, he said sure. You could, or about to say, you can message me too, and I'll send him a direct message with the link.
Okay.
So check your direct message, Peter. You say you have to wait until, okay. We can do it another time then. It's totally fine. We'll definitely love to like hear your story about the UFO. So never mind.
What? How are we not friends?
I'm friends already. See that?
There we go. Awesome. And
And
that concludes our show.
okay. Yeah. Thank you all. It was a great candid conversation. And if we don't say to you before then, want to wish you a happy holidays.
Yeah.
Definitely during these times of the holidays, we mentioned the moments of celebration with loved ones and stuff, but there's a lot of people out there who don't have that opportunity as well. So even for you guys, sharing that love to you, and hope that you can experience peaceful holidays as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we love you. This wouldn't have been the same without you guys being here. And you're awesome.
Stay magical.